if I could only get that bulge, I would be perfect. I could do the mullet.
You don't have the butt, Michael.
How dare you? This camera doesn't see my backside. These people can fucking imagine my beautiful fucking cake. Welcome to another episode of the Creature Podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Lindsay.
And today we're leaving the late 80s suburbs of last episode and moving into the late 80s mean streets of this episode of Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah, it is LA.
We're talking about 1988's They Live, written, directed, and scored by my man, John Carpenter. Mm-hmm. Jamie, you've only vaguely seen this as a fever dream?
Yeah, I saw it probably when I was like 14, maybe. I think I was like up late in the middle of the night and it just came on the TV and I was sort of enamored with it.
This is Carpenter. I mean, this is like one of my favorite. I mean, everything he does is my favorite. So every time I click one of his movies on, I'm just like, ah, yes. This one hits a little fucking different now for reasons that, I don't know, I'm a little like adrift. I don't know how I'm going to stick this landing, but Lindsay, do you want to just go into it?
Sure.
You got anything
Let's start. No, I mean,
all right.
I'm just going to start this movie. The movie starts with like graffiti on a train bridge.
Yeah.
And it says They Live. And
They
that's the
Live
title card.
is the title card is literally graffiti on the side of a wall.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's super fast.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So then we see a man with a bedroll and a backpack, crossing the railroad tracks, walking into the city.
So pervasively throughout this, of course, scored by John Carpenter, and this is his like homage to like Ennio Morricone spaghetti. It's like half bluesy riff, half spaghetti western twang, and it's just throughout this movie. It's awesome.
Okay.
It just sounds a little bit different than other Carpenter movies.
Right. Less synth.
Yeah, exactly. Less synthy. And I don't know. So for a movie that literally never says the name of the character, do you just want to get that out of the way?
Sure, we can. Yeah. So this is our character. His name is Nada.
Nada is what or John Nada, depending on where you see it. His name is literally
Nothing.
John Q. Nothing. He is played by Roddy Piper. Should we move on into the movie deeper, or should I just go into Rowdy?
Go ahead and go into Rowdy.
Okay, born Roderick Toombs, which is also a badass name. He is famously one of the greatest heels in wrestling.
What's a heel?
I don't know wrestling hardly at all, but I know enough. So a heel is a villain.
Oh.
He's the bad guy.
Okay.
They're in the kayfabe of all of it. The kayfabe, do you know that wrestling term? That's the pig Latin for fake. You keep the kayfabe when you're watching wrestling. It's real, right? So it's
So
just,
many people are going to be mad. Wrestling is real.
there is that, man. Boy, they're like, people get fucking pissed about this. I got all my beautiful muscle-bound people in spandex from comic books.
Sure.
From superhero comics when I was a kid. So I didn't get into that Lego is wrestling for some people.
Yeah, well, John was obsessed with wrestling most of his childhood.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Did it go further than that, James?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I think I would have been, maybe it was, and he didn't tell me about it because I would have been creeped out.
He was little. He loved it. And then he would, dive off the couch onto pillows and all sorts of things.
I remember in my high school, there was a kid that was definitely obsessed with wrestling because all of his t-shirts, every t-shirt was like John Cena. What was the Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, just like every day, just a different wrestler shirt.
This is
like
Johnny?
No.
This was another kid.
No, John didn't carry it into high school.
No, this was another kid, and I remember it so clearly because he was so deeply into it, and it was just like every day you'd see him in a different wrestling shirt, and I was just like, wow.
I mean, I moved...
What's it like to be super into wrestling?
Yeah, it's weird, because in the early 90s, it was a thing. I moved out of middle school, like superhero comics, into indie comics. That was my kind of leaving the soap opera bullshit of it all behind. But I had a couple buddies that were just like, dude, did you know that this guy came back and this guy whatever? And I'm like, yeah, that's some silly, stupid shit. They're like, guys, it's kind of real. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's kind of real.
Kind of real.
They really held on to the kayfabe. But anyway.
I should say, too, there was absolutely nothing wrong with that kid, in case he's by any miracle listening.
No, man.
He was always fine. He was super quiet. It was like I had him in like several classes. He just sticks out in my mind, and I can still remember his baggy pants and his like big chain that he'd wear, and just every day
a dork
different...
wearing a chain wallet.
And his like black hair parted down the center every day. I remember him.
I don't know. He seems cool as fuck to me. Anyway, so Roddy, he's a Canadian dude, but they glommed onto his Scottish heritage. So he was always wearing a kilt. He knew how to play the bagpipes, always played the bagpipes, and was seemingly like one of wrestling's genuinely good dudes. He was married for a very long time with his one wife, had 4 kids, died early. He had Hodgkin's lymphoma, but got over that a little bit and then died in his sleep of some cardiac thing. These guys had all kinds of like growth hormones and stuff going on. But he was that great heel because he was the bad guy, but with that charismatic smile, which he definitely carries on into this. This movie really fucked up his career. Vince McMahon, still alive, terrible person, who was in charge of the WWF, told him not to do this movie because they were trying to make their own movies, which to this day there is a WWF studio that does stuff. But that was when Hulk Hogan was in all these movies.
Yeah,
Right.
like
I
he
remember
was
that.
trying to push him to do the Hulk Hogan movies,
Exactly.
which was like
They were kid movies,
like
right?
Mr. Nanny or something
Well, and
like
if you
that.
look-
Do you know
or
one
like,
with an alien too? I remember.
those were
the
not good.
Look at the history of this. Like The Rock started in like the Tooth Fairy movies and shit like
That's
that.
true.
Like all of these guys, you had to like pay your dues and then be movie stars. And he just wanted to do this little indie movie with John Carpenter and did it. And it really like derailed his shit. And I will have to say that no one knows about the fucking Tooth Fairy, but people do know about They Live.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nada walks into LA.
Yes. Okay. So he shows up at an unemployment office looking for work, but there's no work. And so then we see him walking through a park where there's a street preacher and he's like holding court.
Yeah.
But then-
He's a blind man and he's really holding court and he's saying, I mean, I could do this.
I did not write it down. You
So
can
much
write it down.
stuff.
Yeah.
There's a smattering of folks around him and he's just saying, they use their tongues to deceive you. The venom of snakes is under their lips. Their mouths are full of bitterness and curses and their paths nothing but ruin and misery. And the fear of God is not before their eyes. They've taken the hearts and minds of our leaders. They have recruited the rich and the powerful and they have blinded us to the truth, which...
Yeah.
Gosh, guys.
Yeah.
God, I just made a whole other podcast about that.
And
did a
that's
whole
why it's
thing.
just all of this is just like lead in my belly.
Yeah.
So
That's where we're starting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think when I saw it then, when it sort of came on, I thought it was like cool and interesting, and I'd be like, how crazy would it be if the wealthy elites were running everything? And
right.
too young. I was too young to appreciate.
And this movie sits in between, like, you know, on the one side, the grand conspiracies of like, you know, there's anti-Semitic tropes about like lizard people in the government and in corridors of power and that David Icke shit. Then this movie kind of plays off that. And then we're going to get to today by the end of this movie.
Yeah, we will. Okay, so some police officers show up at this park, probably to clear out the preacher.
Yeah.
And Nada just walks away.
Walks away.
He's like now at like a homeless camp in the night watching TV through somebody else's window.
Yeah, there's a ton of TVs going on
Yeah.
throughout the movie. And on the TV, there's things like big-haired, blue-eyed blonde ladies doing commercials or...
Just seems like infomercial after infomercial.
Yeah. And then it intersperses with happy families and then like soaring American eagles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's all just, you know, American propaganda.
Right. So now it's the next morning, and Nada goes to a construction site and asks the foreman if they need any help.
Yeah.
And the foreman is like, maybe. So he asks to speak with the shop steward, and it looks like he just starts working on the job site.
Well, the request to talk to the shop steward is knowing because it's a union job.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, you're not just a homeless guy who showed up. You're a homeless guy that kind of is in the know.
Yeah.
So if you know to ask for the shop steward, maybe you've just earned a little bit of grace. You know what's going on the site.
Sure.
And he brought his own tools.
Yes, he brought his own tools.
He has his own tools.
He's got his own
so-
tools,
yeah.
so he's prepared to work. So later, at the end of the day, the foreman tells him he can't sleep there on the site, so he needs to find somewhere else.
Right.
And he doesn't get paid till Thursday.
Right.
So he can't just go get a room or anything. So then another worker, which is Frank.
Played by Keith David, which, I mean, he's one of my favorite people. He's in a lot. He's Childs in The Thing, opposite to Kurt Russell's McCready. He works constantly. His voice is... When I go to sleep at night, sometimes he's in my ears telling me it's going to be okay tomorrow. He's one of the few actors that I have taken his visage whole cloth and just been like, that's one of my characters. I draw one of my characters as Keith David every time.
Frank asks him if he needs a place to stay. He's like, Justiceville is over on 4th Street and has hot food and showers.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going that way if you want me to show you. But Nada doesn't even respond.
Right.
Like,
This is a whole little macho. Already they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
So Frank starts walking and Nada starts following.
Yep.
And then this continues for a while until Frank stops and goes, I don't like anyone following me unless I know why, which Nada responds, I don't turn up with anyone until I see where he's going. And they both kind of have a mutual dick measuring smile and continue on.
Yes. So they get to a homeless encampment, which is Justiceville. They get some food from the line.
Yeah, this is such a beautiful job by Carpenter. He's showing kids playing. He's showing people doing dishes. It's old, young, multiracial. These people are united in the one thing, which is that they're poor.
Yeah. So they're eating food, and Frank talks about how he came from Detroit, where he has a wife and kids back home, but he hasn't seen them for like 6 months because the steel mill he worked at shut down, and this is the only place he can find work.
There is one thing before. Gilbert, one of the homeless guys, shows up, and he's played by actor Peter Jason. He's also in a lot of Carpenter stuff, and goes, okay, welcome to Nada. You have tools there? And he's like, I do have tools. He's like, cool. That shower over there is broken. You get on that after you eat, which is the community immediately gives Nada a place.
Sure.
Something to do.
Sure.
A way to be helpful.
Yeah.
So anyway, then they're talking, yeah.
Yeah. Well, then Nada tells Frank that he needs to find more patience with life, but Frank is all out of patience.
Right. And this is the beautiful little, like, Nada in the beginning of this. We're not quite there yet, but he has faith still.
He has faith still.
And Frank is...
Well, it's right here. It says, Nada believes in America.
Yeah.
He follows the rules.
He follows the rules.
His chance will come.
His chance will come. And you're sitting there going, you poor dum-dum.
Yeah.
Because Frank knows that that might be a little bit of hope that is misplaced at this point.
So then some guys in the encampment have a TV and are watching some commercial about press-on nails.
Yep.
When a bunch of static happens.
The commercials in this are so funny.
They are.
And so dark, juxtaposed with the world outside of the
it's
box.
hilarious. She's doing a thing about press-on nails. You ever see people, like, stab food and eat it? They do it on the commercial.
Yeah.
Like, who would, like, yeah, and they just, like
get all of those little...
It's part of the commercial.
Gross
They're
bacteria
hilarious.
underneath your fingernails and put it right in your food.
Press-on nails, I don't know if anyone's ever put them on. They're not that... If you're just doing the, like, at-home ones where you put the sticker... Those things will pop off, like, with a strong breeze.
I don't understand them all. So I just saw my niece the other day, and she had...
Those
they're
are
not
like full
press-on.
on. Those
These
are full gel
full-on,
nails.
Yeah.
Those are full
done,
gel
like,
nails.
go to a
They are like
salon
weapons.
place.
Those are a lot more robust.
I get that they're robust, but I think I would, like, rip them off on the daily because they're just
How
in
does
the
she
way.
work in food service with nails like that? Like, you're
Right?
normally not supposed to be able to have nails like that and work in
Well,
food
I'm
service.
sure she's not in the kitchen. I'm sure she's just typing in the
She probably
orders.
is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because those things will, like, rip through gloves. It's a problem for me now. I never do my nails, like, paint them or even let them grow long because just even my natural unpainted nails, I catch those things and rip them off, like, daily at
Me too.
work. I'll be doing something, I'm like, fuck! You just ripped my nail in half. So I was like, I could not imagine.
Yeah.
It seems like it would hobble you in a way. Like, how do you type? How do you open a drawer?
How do you just do the thing?
How do you answer your phone? How do you open a can of soda?
I don't know. Practice.
So
I'm unwilling to practice.
this press-on nail commercial is interrupted by static.
Yes.
A hacker has come in onto the screen.
Yes, and this older man is on the screen, and he says, our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep. The movement has begun 8 months ago by a small group of scientists who discovered, quite by accident, the signals being sent through.
Right.
The poor and the underclass are growing. Racial justice and human rights are non-existent. They have created a repressive society, and we are their unwilling accomplices. Their intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness. We have been lulled into a trance. They have made us indifferent to ourselves and to others. We are focused only on our own gain. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered. That is their primary method of survival. Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated.
Now,
And then they change the channel.
a fun thing for the
This sucks.
it's exactly right. And a fun thing for the video later was for half of that I was just mouthing along to her words, which is what is happening in the background of this. The blind street preacher is also mouthing to the words of this TV broadcast as if he knows it by heart.
He's like, I know. In the 80s, wasn't there also an instance where someone like interrupted the TV broadcast?
With Max Headroom.
Yeah.
And
they never discovered.
They never found out who that. I mean,
who did that,
don't
right?
think they know, but it was a full-on interruption of a broadcast, he was dressed as Max Headroom.
Before or after
some-
this movie?
I couldn't tell you. It's got to be close to it. I mean, this is 88. Yeah.
The year of my birth.
Aw.
This movie is 3 months difference from The Burbs. It was November of 88 to February of 89.
Yeah.
And to put these two movies side by side is just like this beautiful, like when you're watching a John Carpenter movie, you're not watching a movie like any other.
Mm-hmm.
It's its own little beautiful world that you're seeing, prism that we're seeing through his
I would
eyes.
think that much like now, the 80s, obviously I was born in 88, so I only caught a little bit of it and
Fuck
I
you.
wasn't really conscious.
You were born in 88. 10 whole ass years.
You've known that for a long
I
time.
know. I don't keep it in my
It's like
brain.
every
'cause it
time I get
hurts.
reminded that what I've studied and read and seen of the 80s is that it was a time of excess. Everything was about like, and you know, all those Brat Pack movies I went back and watched later, it was all about like who is the wealthiest and like the best cars they're driving and like they have the best products, and it was a lot of the movies were about the like wealth disparity and the class disparity, and obviously they
mean-
were all love movies between like, oh, he's from the wrong side of the tracks, oh, she's really affluent. But I would say that there's sort of a parallel between that and where we are now, because we never really did anything to assess or bridge that gap.
No.
And now it's sort of like you can be on TikTok or watching Reels or something, and it's like, funny, 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 funny. Oh, fuck, the fascism.
Right.
Funny, funny, funny.
And a lot of this awareness is coming down because the thing that was such a trope was that the middle class is going to go away. And I didn't know what that meant until now, which is, we are, like, I was having a conversation with a coworker who's 10 years younger than me, and she's like, I'll never have a house. All I do is work. All we do is work because I'm in debt. It's all the things that you hear, but with a soul behind the eyes telling you it.
Right.
She has health issues. She's sad. She doesn't know what to do.
Are you talking about me and pretending I'm a coworker?
That is absolutely not true.
You're right. I do have
The
a
debt,
house.
all the stuff.
I have the debt.
It's just like you and I are maybe still middle class, and we got in under.
We're still middle class.
Right. We got in just like right under the fucking wall going down, reached out, grabbed my fucking hat, and, the
Yeah.
Indiana Jones thing.
That's what I feel like we rolled into this house like right at the last moment.
The
last second. And now people call me all the time because they're like, are you selling your house?
your
Are you
house.
selling it? And I was like, no.
Can't afford to sell our
I
house.
can't. Yeah. I cannot live. There's no place else I could go.
And
Yeah.
I'm
and that's just it.
here. This is my home and my grave. And
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
We are incredibly lucky, but we
Fucking
also
locked
know
in.
right outside the door is a broken arm away from the precipice, or just someone deciding that we don't own shit.
Right.
Someone just going, yeah, but not you, which is a thorn.
And I'll circle back to John's question from the last episode where my advice was don't pay your medical bills. Don't play the game. They want you to play it. Don't play it.
We are.
There will be consequences. Fuck them. Who cares? Who fucking cares? Is my credit score horrific? Yep.
I was hoping that one of you would help me stick this landing, and you are telling me right now it's not going to happen.
Never going to be me. I don't know where you thought it would.
All right, let's push on.
Let's talk about Roddy Piper's mullet in this movie.
What'd you say?
The mullet.
his mullet.
The mullet.
Well, he's a beautiful man.
He is. Those are the other two things I remember about this movie: his mullet and his
Super
pants.
tight jeans. Super tight.
Super
jeans.
tight. Yeah, they are tight.
That bulge is right there, being like, "Hi."
And the butt.
Yeah, he's a good
I
looking
love
dude.
a butt.
I love this guy.
Love a nice butt.
Too bad he has all the fucking cleverness of a,
Yeah,
of a
oh my
dad doing bad jokes.
Oh my god.
He's chiseled out of stone, as is his brain.
That is beautiful. Beautiful. What a beautiful man. Okay.
Okay, so I mean,
Nope.
we have to learn. There's a church across the street where they take the priest back. So that same priest we keep seeing is actually at this church across the street.
Yeah, so also what I love about this is it's Carpenter's whole, like, there's got to be a term for this. All this is happening, and Nada is just watching.
Yeah.
He's watching the TV thing and the people, how they respond to it. Then he's clocking the preacher across the street, and then he clocks the church. Nada is just here observing.
So now it's the next day, and Nada talks to the man that led the priest away. You said his name was
Gilbert.
Gilbert. He asks why choir practice was there so late.
Right.
And Gilbert's like, well, we use the kitchen. And Nada's like, at 4 a.m?
Yeah.
And Gilbert's like, there's a lot of people being taken care of here. And he walks away.
Yeah.
So now our signal hacker has returned to the television. They are dismantling the sleeping middle class. More and more people are becoming poor. We are the cattle. We are being bred for slavery. We cannot break their signal. Our transmitter is not powerful enough. The signal must be shut off at the source. Nada watches the guy run back across the street to the church. The guy being...
Gilbert.
Gilbert, thank you.
I
never got his name, so yeah. And decides to follow and investigate what's going on. So we hear singing.
So that's the thing. He mentions the choir and you're like, what? And then as he approaches, you realize, oh, there's just like singing coming from this church.
Yeah. So we hear singing, and he sneaks into the back of the church, which is inside is full of boxes.
It's like a
laboratory,
set,
and a whole bunch of sunglasses.
And on the wall, spray painted in beautiful black on stark white, they live, we sleep.
Yes. And then it seems that the choir is actually a tape recorder.
Yep.
And then there's a meeting in the nave that we are now flashing to. It's a group that was using the signal to break through the television. Yeah. So it's the same people. They're arguing because it's not working properly. It's just not strong enough.
It's a really beautiful little like piece of story where they're able to break through to across the street.
Yes.
That's as far as they can kind of get, which is... maybe it went a little bit farther.
It probably went to that neighborhood.
Yeah, within the neighborhood. Yeah. But this is like the hub of where they're doing this transmission.
Yeah.
Trying to inform the folks.
Right. So Nada backs up and he trips over and falls into a wall. Like a part of the wall breaks through.
It's like a little secret hidey hole.
Yeah, he finds a hidey hole. And then he puts the wall back and comes around. And as he comes around, the priest attacks him.
I mean, attacks. He's
like, let me feel your face. I'm blind.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a jump scare. It's this blind man who's like, let me feel your face. And yeah.
Veiled excuse.
Yeah, so the preacher comes and says, let me feel your face. He says, this world may have blinded me, but the Lord has let me see. And as Nada's running away, he says, you'll be back.
Yeah. So Nada leaves the church, but a helicopter is hovering over Justiceville.
Yep. Isn't that a weird thing to see? A helicopter flying over our houses.
Yeah. And then men leave the church and put on sunglasses to watch the copter. Frank is talking to some people about cultists and watching Nada get some binoculars from another resident. Then Nada uses the binoculars to spy on the church. So we see the church members are all putting boxes into cars, and it looks kind of like they're fleeing, but like not a lot of them are fleeing.
Now, just because I want to say before, there is one of the people in the encampment. He's just called the Drifter. He's played by George Buckflower, which is...
I've seen him in something else.
Yeah.
What is it?
He's in a lot of Carpenter stuff.
Okay.
He's almost always like this kind of like disheveled side character.
Got it.
Here he's basically being a crazy old conspiracy theorist.
Right.
I only bring it up because it's definitely...
Well, that's why they were talking about cultists.
Yeah.
So Frank goes to Nada and asks him what's going on, and Nada tells him what he saw in the church, and Frank tells him just leave it alone.
Yeah. We got jobs, let it be.
Yeah, Frank leaves upset, and Nada won't stop. It's night now, and
he's
Nada...
staking out the church.
He's still watching the church, and the helicopter's back. And it looks like there's a sniper hanging off the edge of this copter now.
Yeah. And then suddenly...
a bunch of people run out of the church and start driving away.
And then
now they're all fleeing.
A giant, terrible to watch in 2026 police action happens.
Yes.
Where it flares, it's stormtroopers, a bulldozer comes in and starts destroying people's meager lives that they are trying to eke out for themselves.
Yes, it is so many people.
It's fear and crying.
Basically coming through to tear apart Justiceville.
Yeah. It is panic and devastation as Frank and Nada just stand and witness.
Well, they start to run themselves. Some fight back and they get pushed over or arrested.
The preacher's beaten down.
Right. So Frank and Nada are now split up and they go in different directions. And then Nada finds himself in an alleyway where a group of cops have surrounded the priest. Yeah. And what's this? Bernard? No. What's his name?
Gilbert.
I'm sorry.
Justice for Gilbert. This episode is going to be called Gilbert.
Okay, so Nada finds a group of cops in riot gear surrounding Gilbert and the priest. And I think also the guy that was on TV, right? The older bearded man that was on the television.
Yeah, because he's gone.
And they begin to beat them with their truncheons.
Yeah.
And Nada just like backs away, but he sees the guy he got the binoculars from, and so he takes him with him and helps him to try to leave the alley, but then cops are blocking the end of the alley, so they go into an abandoned building. Some other members from the encampment are
hiding out in this little apartment building. He takes the teen and is like, stay here.
And then they watch until daylight, I guess. Stay safe.
And yeah, I say here, like, he hands them off, and one of the people is hiding. It's like, did someone start World War III?
It's gotta be super scary to, like, have someplace you have made your home that is, like, you feel like it's supported by your community because the church is there and the church is bringing food and you have showers, you have water, you have electricity, and you have somewhere to stay, whether it's a tent or a van. And then to have the powers that be come in and destroy all of it.
And this is Gavin Newsom is a big proponent of this kind of destroying of homeless encampments, and he's our beautiful progressive California governor.
You can't do stuff like that without alternative measures, like another plan for these people.
That's the thing. They just have to go. Okay, I don't know when the last time I watched this movie.
Yeah.
And in the
it was you and me when we were dating over a decade ago.
So it was good. Yeah. I'm glad it's been a while. Because in the canon of John Carpenter movies, in my mind, this was a fun one.
Yes, I agree. It was in the canon, yes.
I'm going to save some of this for the end, but it was I'm watching this today and I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
I can click off of a Lee press-on-nail commercial and go directly to, I can swipe off of a Lee press-on-nail reel directly into this.
Yeah.
Like live footage of this happening to real-ass people in real life.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and then I go to bed?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck such a bad mood.
We are literally doing what these people are telling us is happening to the world.
Well, I think this movie falls into the same realm as, like, Idiocracy, which is a movie I watched so long ago when it first came out. And
20 years ago.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this movie's so stupid, but it's funny.
Right.
And now I'm like, oh, God. It was a documentary.
Yeah.
It was fucking a movie someone made in the future and sent it back to the past to try and warn us. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, so dumb.
Yeah, I really now understand why John Carpenter's like, I'm going to play music with my son, I'm going to smoke weed, and I'm going to play video games.
Right.
Because I fucking tried to tell you.
Yeah. He did.
I'm putting words in his mouth. I don't know if he's even, who knows?
Yeah.
But it's just whatever.
Okay, back to the movie. The next day, Nada is surveilling the destruction of Justiceville. People are trying to salvage what they can from the site. Clothes. The church has been burnt out. The front of it has been. The nave has been burnt out. Nada goes in the church to investigate the damage. The graffiti has been painted over.
Of course, which is what they do.
And he kicks down that half wall where he accidentally knocked into the prior day, and he pulls out a box.
Yeah, he knew what was back there.
Yeah.
There were these boxes.
He must have. I don't remember seeing that in the movie, but yeah. He heads towards the city.
He takes the box to the alleyway.
Yeah, he takes it towards the city into an alleyway, and he hides behind a dumpster and opens it up, and it's full of sunglasses. And he's like digging through it, like, what is going on?
They're just the most basic ass 80s sunglasses.
There's
like
Ray-Bans.
Probably 50 to 60 of them in the box.
Yeah. He looks at it, he's like, why? And then he hides the box in the garbage can.
Yeah, he takes one pair and stashes the rest.
Right. So then out on the street, he puts these sunglasses on.
Yep.
The ground goes black and white when he wears them.
Right.
So then he takes it off, and he's like, okay, that's weird. And
everything
then
is black and white when they're on. And the first billboard he looks at, in all caps, says, obey.
Obey. Yep. He takes them off again, and that billboard is now an ad for computers.
Yep.
He puts them back on, and obey is back. He finds another billboard about the Caribbean, and he puts on the sunglasses, and it says marry and reproduce.
So this is, at first blush, because we're font nerds, I was like, it's going to be Helvetica, but it's not Helvetica.
No, it's not.
I just imagined it'd be a stop sign, but it's 20th century.
Yeah.
So it's like a bold 20th century font.
It's probably black, 20th century black.
Thank you. It's important. It's important. The kerning's perfect.
Yeah.
I think, and this is the part of the movie that got me immediately, because I think it was just like, it was just on, I was just flipping through, and then I was like, the fuck is happening?
It's the simplest, most beautiful metaphor
he's like,
of all time.
See,
yeah.
I take it off. I can see, I'm like, what the fuck is
every word that we look at is replaced by obey, marry, and produce. No independent thought. Consume. I have a list too, apparently.
Yeah. Work 8 hours, watch TV. Conform, stay asleep.
Work 8 hours is a hysterical one because now it's like work 10, 12 hours.
Yeah. Do not question authority.
My favorite, honor apathy.
No imagination. Oh, and no, this one's my favorite. Bye.
Bye. Okay, yours is bye and mine is honor.
Bye, like B-U-Y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
B-U-Y. Bye. So everywhere he goes and everything he sees is just subliminal messages. It's covered everything. Every single piece of paper, every sign, everything. So he sees a newsstand and every magazine cover, every novel, every page in the magazines are just these subliminal messages.
And it's this old school, newspaper stand. So it's like 80 feet long. Like it's magazine after magazine after magazine. So he's just flipping through. And
now he looks at a customer.
yeah, it's just a dude in a suit, and he looks over at him.
Well, now we see a transparent-faced alien guy. His eyes are really... you can describe it.
Well, no. I was going to say, I don't need to describe it because you've seen it. I don't care who you are out there. You've seen a version of this.
Yes.
It is all over social media now.
Yeah.
It's
Constantly.
all over everything. I want to just, Shepard Fairey is a street artist that got really popular off of an Andre the Giant stencil with Obey below it. He went on to do the Obama Hope poster. That man's career doesn't exist without this movie.
No.
And he might as well be one of these fucking aliens at this point because he's just money. He's just a money boy. And it has a team of... I fucking hate these people. Anyway, so it looks like if you took a skull and skinned it, but left a little bit of meat on.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen this as, cow skulls in butcher shops.
Yeah, and
but
the
it's a
lips
human
are,
one.
transparent. So you can see all the teeth.
So it's all teeth.
And then the eyes look like weird, almost like technology, almost, or bug eyes with all the different facets.
They're bulging ping pong balls, but the irises are super complex.
Yeah.
They're like fractal pupils.
Yeah. They still have normal human hair.
But they got the hair.
Yeah.
And they've got the clothes and everything.
Yeah,
In
it's just
fact,
their face.
This one
and their faces don't move really, obviously, because it's the 80s. It's practical effects. It's practical effects.
It's beautiful practical effects. And this one turns and looks at Nada, looking at him and says, "What's your problem?" Which is hilarious coming out of this fucking goofy monster.
Yes. So Nada takes off the glasses and the man's back to normal.
He's just a normal, 55-year-old businessman.
Right. And then he puts the glasses back on, and the man is looking at him weirdly the whole time, and he leaves. And then the magazine vendor asks Nada if he's going to pay for that magazine he's been looking at. And then Nada notices through the glasses, obviously,
this is just a guy,
that he's got a handful of cash.
Oh, right.
And
sure.
the cash says, this is your God.
This is your God, is what it says on the cash.
Yes.
Which, and God we trust is just on our fucking money anyway.
It is, yeah.
So it's just
yeah, but,
God damn it, it's right
if
there.
you think about those two mean very different things, but yeah.
Sure. One of the important things is the vendor who's being you gotta go, is, with the glasses on, a human.
Human, yeah. So not everybody's an alien. So Nada leaves the stand and walks through the city. We see a signal amplifier that's just saying sleep over and over again.
Sleep.
And then
Which never comes back.
No, it never does. And then we see more alien people at the salon, just walking down the street.
They're all just
putting their babies into cars.
Yeah, they're all just sprinkled in with the rest of society.
Yep.
Humans and aliens side by side.
Yep. So then he goes into a grocery store, and there's more aliens just shopping and gossiping. They're even on the television. And then an older lady with an alien face runs into Nada, and he just decides to freak out. He tells her that her face looks like her head fell into cheese dip in 1957.
Guys, I need you to strap in right now. Roddy, I have to believe that Carpenter was just hey, Roddy, do your thing.
Yeah.
Just ad-lib your shit.
He did. Yeah, he did.
And he starts badly, nails it, and then falls badly. It's just, there's one, and it goes away. Your dad has shown up to the party and has got a bunch of jokes in his pocket.
Yes. So
and his pants are so tight.
No,
They're
it's
so tight.
They are tight. They are tight.
It looks good. I don't know what to say. Yeah.
So, and he's just ranting about everything the glasses are showing him. But due to this rant now, this old lady speaks into a watch on her arm, and she reports
That's right.
She's like, "We got one that can see."
Yep.
Which at the time, I'm sure people were like, "That's crazy." He talks into the watch.
Yeah.
There also is a moment, just right in this scene.
Drone shows up.
There's a moment right in the scene where Nada is, just before he's talking to the woman, he's doing the glasses thing, and he just goes, it figures it would be something like this.
Yeah.
Nada is not, he's seen through the veil of the universe, and it's just been you gotta laugh. Because that's his fucking attitude.
So now everybody in the grocery store is reporting what Nada looks like into their watches, and they're advancing toward him. And he does not like it. So he gets out of the grocery store, and there's more aliens on the street looking at him. And then he sees a woman alien looking at her reflection and fluffing her hair in a window. And he tells her it's like putting perfume on a pig. And then
you don't need to do this, babe. I need to write down every one-liner that fucking Piper did.
They're so bad, I wrote every single one down. So he is attacked then by a police officer on foot that is then followed by the cruiser, which is interesting. The cop alien asks him where he got the glasses, and Nada responds, Tooth Fairy.
The Tooth Fairy.
The cop then tries to calmly convince him that he stumbled into something he shouldn't have, and maybe they should go back somewhere.
He tries to good cop him.
Yeah, he does. He's like, we should go somewhere and and have a chat, but Nada doesn't want to, and he says, I don't want to splatter your brains. You know, the cop is telling him. Nada's response is to fight back physically. He knocks both cops out, takes their guns, shoots the other one as he attempts to shoot Nada. Right. And then the guy who took his gun from him hits him on the back of the head and knocks him down with a truncheon, so Nada shoots him too. So both cops are down.
Both cops are now dead.
Nada takes a shotgun from the cop's car. So, like, did they not lock up shotguns back then in 88?
This is a movie, and they absolutely did. They absolutely locked up shotguns.
Okay.
I don't know. It's feeling like a documentary to me.
No, and also, I know. It's one of those shorthand things where the cops are there. They have the keys. It's possible you could film Nada getting the keys, unlocking the hasp, and getting it, but it's just like we got a movie to do. So just grab it.
Just assume
he has the tools to get the shotgun.
Sure.
Let's just cut to the shotgun.
All right. So now Nada's armed up. He's got a shotgun. He's got the truncheon. He's got the ammo.
So this is
handguns.
Peak Nada. Yeah. So we've got strap, shotgun, handgun, a truncheon behind, big ass bulge in his tight pants, and he walks into a bank.
A different type of gun, one might say.
It's a third gun.
The patrons at the bank all see, obviously, an armed man walk in and start to freak out. And then he smirks a little and says, Michael.
I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yes.
I love that.
Peak Roddy.
Peak Roddy.
It's all downhill from here.
It was the best line, and which is why it's our tagline.
It's not, it's such 100%. A good line that...
We stole it.
Well, obviously. It was never... Back before this podcast, back before everything, in 2020, when we were just doing T-shirts under the name Creature Pop.
Yes.
Before it was a Creature Pop cast.
Right.
Our store, our brand was taglined with...
Here to kick ass,
never out of bubblegum.
Never out of bubblegum.
As a obvious homage to this movie.
Yes.
I will say, I didn't remember that was from this movie, but it's always floated around in the back of my head because, this is bragging on me, the best thing I ever said once was that at one of my jobs at a bakery, there was a coworker that maybe I didn't love the best. And she came back one day into like the kitchen or something, and I was sitting back there drinking my coffee, just finishing my breakfast or whatever, and she asked me something probably innocuous, but because I'm a big bitch, I just responded to her. I was like, nah, I'm just here to drink coffee and talk shit. I'm all out of coffee. And I was like, perfect. That's the coolest I'll ever be. Fucking peaked in life.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Been literally all downhill since then.
Much like the one-liners that Roddy will continue to use in the rest of this movie.
Okay.
So after he says that, a guard shoots at him because he's clearly an armed motherfucker.
Yes. And Nada starts shooting back, but only at aliens.
Of course. He's only shooting aliens in the crowd.
So then an alien guy in the corner is reporting into his watch again what Nada looks like, and Nada's response is, Mama don't like tattletales. and then the alien guy does something on his watch where he suddenly just disappears. And then, like, teleports?
Yep. That's the first time we see this, and Nada's like, what the fuck just happened?
So then a bunch of cops have arrived at the bank, and Nada escapes out the back door.
Yeah. There's a late 80s drone.
I know. I wrote flying saucer tentacle drone, but yeah, it's still a drone.
It's, again...
Were there drones in the late 80s?
Look, dude, I don't know.
Military drones? Sure.
Very much special effects, you know.
Well, yeah, it looks like a Roomba in the air.
It does look like a Roomba in the air with a little tentacle.
With a little tentacle. It doesn't look very good. But again, the helicopters overhead and then a drone possibly peeking in your backyard is just fucking Tuesday.
It is Tuesday
I just fucking hate it.
Yeah. Nada shoots down the drone, and then a human cop finds him, and he doesn't shoot him. He tells him to drop his gun and beat your feet is what he says, right?
Which is what I say all the time.
Oh, is it?
Let's beat feet.
Oh, okay.
Right? I think through osmosis, so much of this, it's just like, if I could only get that bulge, I would be perfect. I could do the mullet.
You don't have the butt, Michael.
How dare you? This camera doesn't see my backside. These people could fucking imagine my beautiful fucking cake. Let's carry on.
Okay, all right. So now we're watching a woman walk through a parking garage toward her car. And then I wrote, oh my God, those eyes are spooky.
Okay, so this is... Let's compose ourselves.
I will never recover.
So So this is the introduction of the character, Holly. This movie is weirdly blocked story-wise, where characters just show up, main characters, quote-unquote, show up in weird times in the acts. This is Holly. She's played by the actress Meg Foster, who's been in a ton of stuff. Her eyes are like husky blue.
Yeah.
She has been told by people to wear contact lenses in jobs to make her eyes less distracting.
Right.
But in this,
They said, you're really creeping us the fuck out.
which is, well, here, like Carpenter or whatever, makeup really, she has like really raccoony.
She's like
makeup,
smoky eyes.
Smoky eyes.
So like really make
so
it
the
pop.
blue like boom
Yeah.
out. I don't know. It doesn't mean anything.
No.
It's just.
So Nada comes up behind her with his hand over her mouth to keep her from screaming and tells her to take it easy. He just wants a ride.
He just wants to kidnap her.
Yeah.
Why are you freaking out? You dumb bitch. I'm just trying to kidnap you.
He could have just asked for her keys.
He could have, but he doesn't. He pulls her into the car and tells her to drive, but not too fast. As they leave the parking garage, armed police are marching looking for Nada. And the police sirens are everywhere. But
He's like hunkered down in the car.
Yeah, but they get through whatever. It's not really like even a barricade or anything. It's just like the cops don't pull them over.
The cop presence.
Yeah.
They get through it.
And so Nada insists that she take him to her place, which she's very uncomfortable with doing. But
Well, no shit. Also because there's no reason for this line where he's like, "Are you married?" And she's like, "Yes." And he goes, "Don't lie to me." And she's like, "Okay, so no." And I'm like, "Why is that in here?"
Yeah.
That would instantly, he's like, I mean you no harm, but I am asking if you
Yeah, now it's just like...
Take me to your house where there's no man, you know? It's like, Nada is uncharacteristically creepy here.
The neighbors across the street watch her and him get out of the car on the same side, from the same door.
I love it. So,
and he's got her wrist is clasped in his hand.
And the neighbors are one alien, one human.
Yeah.
And they're clearly like a gay couple. And it's...
when they're wearing unbuttoned Hawaiian shirts and tiny shorts.
And one has a little drink and is like, stop staring. And it's pretty funny to me.
Yeah.
To be like, one of them is like the voyeur of the neighborhood.
Sure. They did say, hi, Holly, so now Nada knows what her name is. They get into the house, and Nada collapses on the floor and pulls her down because he's not let go of her.
Classic K-drama move right there.
Yeah, so real quick for what's about to happen. This is like a mid-century modern house that's sitting on a Hollywood Hill cliff.
I don't even think I think it's like 100% 80s. I don't think this is like 1985 modern house.
What the fuck does Holly do?
She's a program director at a news station.
Okay.
And
a woman program director at a news station in the 80s? Okay.
Well, she's also funded by...
Don't give it away!
She's not necessarily... The money might be good. So fine. The point of me saying it is it's like half of the house is stilted.
It's like in the Hollywood Hills, you know, so it is on...
So it's overlooking
like all their houses are. They
it's
are
overlooking
stilted.
LA, and half of it's on the ground, and the other half is like 30 feet off the ground.
Right. So, okay, he pulls her to the ground. It looks like he's having an adrenaline crash. He says those glasses make him high, but he comes down hard.
So you take off the glasses. The glasses have a physiological drain on a human.
Yes.
Like it's stressing your nervous system.
Because you're fighting the signal the whole time. Yeah. So he apologizes, but she tells him he's not sorry. He has 2 guns and he's in charge, which he gets upset about. And
just like it is like, what do you mean I took you hostage? I only took you hostage. You're not supposed to really know that I took you hostage.
And he says that they're all in trouble and they're all around us and you can only see them through these special glasses. And she doesn't believe him, obviously. She tells him...
He sounds like a rambling crazy person.
Right. And she's like, you know what? I'll do whatever you want and I'll take a look and I'll see whatever you want me to see.
That is...
Whether I see it or not.
It's such a fucking awesome part of this movie where she's like, look, you're going to tell me to look at these things and I'm going to say, okay, because this is a bad situation, and not just like, fuck.
He doesn't do it.
I fucked this up and I can't win because I fucked this up. There's no way that this woman is going to be honest with me because she's trying to save her own skin.
Of course. So she sits on the couch and watches him basically fall asleep, but he's not asleep. She says that she's thirsty and gets a glass of wine. And she goes to stand with her wine in front of the plate glass window. And so he's making polite conversation and tells her her name is Pretty. Her name is Holly Thompson. And he finds out that she works at the TV station and gets excited. He's like, oh, there's signal. Yeah. She then bashes him over the head with a wine barrel. Sorry.
Wine bottle.
Thank you. Wine bottle.
That would look
God damn, she drinks a lot of wine.
She becomes Donkey Kong and throws a barrel.
Bottle. She bashes him over the head with a wine bottle and pushes him through the plate glass window.
Through a window like 3 stories down into the valley.
But somehow you can't. How do you push a person through a plate glass window that easily?
So it's a movie, and watch Nada come crashing to the ground into the dust and dirt, and the road is right there.
Yeah, and he rolls down a hill and he hides under somebody else's stilted house.
Yeah.
She obviously calls the cops, and when she's on hold, she notices that he left his sunglasses in her living room.
Yeah, my nose even says here, he grabs glasses and beats feet. So I do say that over and over again. That's in my notes.
He doesn't have his glasses. He lost them in her living room.
I think he
does not have
according to my
glasses.
notes, he grabs his glasses.
Nope. She notices that
That's fine.
the glasses are still on the floor. Okay, cops are coming. Nada's able to get back into the city, but he's hurt. He's in a walkway tunnel. So LA has a lot of underground sidewalks, underneath big roads. So I think he's in one of those. And
my notes should say, shivering and alone, he sleeps.
And I think he spends the night in one of these tunnels. Yeah. So the next day, we're walking back into the city, just like in the beginning, and he shows up at the work site where Frank is.
Yeah, the beginning construction site.
And he tries to get Frank on board, but Frank wants nothing to do with him.
Yep.
Because obviously Frank knows of all the shootout, the amount of people he's killed.
Well, he's killed cops.
Yeah.
He's a persona.
He's killed a bunch of people. He shot people in the bank. Yeah, he's murdered a bunch of people. So
he's a fugitive at best. He's like America's most wanted, at worst.
Yeah. So Nada leaves and he goes back to that alley where he hid the glasses, but the garbage can is empty. So then he sees that there's a garbage truck right down at the end of the alley.
I guess that makes sense as why he doesn't have his glasses.
He doesn't have his glasses.
I was wrong.
So the driver is distracted of the truck. The driver of the truck is distracted. So Nada opens up the back of the truck and starts digging for his box of glasses. He finds the box, grabs a pair, and then the truck dumps out onto the street for some reason.
Look, this whole thing is unnecessary.
I don't know why.
This trash truck, I think they just wanted to have this cool-ass trash truck, and they wanted to film it, because it's like a futuristic fucking trash truck. It has a whole weird cap on the back of it that opens up and around.
It's different than I would normally see,
Yeah, it's very strange.
So he's dumped out of the truck, and he gets out of the pile, and he's got the box in one hand and glasses in the other, and then Frank is there. He's like, I got 1 week's pay, which he throws into the box? I don't know.
Frank is like, look, I can't be with you. You're a bad dude, but I got your money. Mm-hmm. So this is the least and the most I will do. Yeah. Here's your cash, and I'm gone.
Right, and so then Nada tries to get Frank to put on the glasses, but Frank punches him, and then Nada punches him in the back, and
hang on, this is the fight.
Yeah, this is the fight.
So the fight begins.
And then Nada's telling Frank to either put on the sunglasses or start eating the trash can.
Okay, so what is happening here is infamous.
And this fight is 5.5 minutes long.
It's 7.5 minutes long.
Sorry, I read it on Wikipedia that it was 5.5 minutes long.
It goes from a minute 56 at 12 seconds to, maybe my math is wrong, to minute 101 and 43 seconds.
That's 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. 50, okay, fine.
Yeah, 6 plus 5 is 11.
It's close to 6. It's close to 6 because it's 12 seconds and 40.
Okay.
Look, cut this.
5.5 minutes.
The point is, this scene is infamous. It is Roddy Piper and Keith David just... I think what happened was John Carpenter was like, you're a wrestler, so do wrestling ass shit.
Yeah.
Pick people up, pile drive them,
exactly
do
what's
that
going on.
and whatever.
But
and
on top of that, there's a lot of dirty pull. They're trying to be nice to each other, but then obviously fucking each other over. There's eye gouges and crotch smashing and biting.
Right.
And then they get weapons.
My favorite moment in the middle of the fight is Nada gets a 2x4 and swings it at Frank and ends up contacting the back of a car window, and it bashes out the glass. And they stop and look at each other because of, oh, that was violent. And Nada goes, oh, man, I'm so sorry.
He says, shit, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. And then at that point, Frank also has a glass bottle in his hand, and he bashes it, and the whole bottle disintegrates instead of having a thing. And they both laugh.
They do.
They both start laughing, and then they start fighting.
And then they fight again. Eventually, Frank knocks out Nada, picks up the glasses, and puts them on Nada's chest and says, fuck you. That man does not want to be told what to do.
Well, no. I mean, this is an insane thing. So anyway, my point is, I think that Carpenter was just do wrestling ass shit, and he filmed it and filmed it and filmed it. And then they stopped a little bit, and they filmed some more, and he was like, I think this is in record. I think I've read this, where Carpenter was like, it gets funnier the longer it goes.
It does, yeah.
So if we just keep it going, it's became one of the most remarkable things about this movie is this fight.
Speaking of that, Nada then gets up and starts fighting again.
Yeah.
Frank is basically now out of it. Nada's finally got him down, and Nada forces the sunglasses onto Frank, picks him up, shows him the street out there, the world, and the alien people.
And says...
And you ain't the first son of a bitch to wake up out of their dream.
Yep. Brother, life's a bitch, and she's back in heat.
Well, that's after the new surveillance drone shows up, but yes, he does say that. So now, after the fight, both beat-up men, they're very beat up, are both wearing glasses, walking down the street.
It's beautiful. They are just swollen faces, bloody lips, black-eyed, but they have the glasses on. They're both just quietly walking side by side, looking around L.A.
Mm-hmm. And then they get to a cheap hotel room and get a room, and for some reason, Nada says, "Ain't love grand?"
Right.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
That is the nadir of his little
one-liners?
quips because
Yeah.
it makes no sense.
No, it doesn't fit. So, like, was there something cut? I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, was the bed heart-shaped? Did they,
No.
Did
At this
they,
point,
did
I
they
think
pay
Carpenter
for
was just
the
like,
hotel by the hour? Like,
say whatever. Ain't love grand. I love it, Rowdy.
Oh my god. Okay. Nada tells Frank not to wear them too long because it feels like a knife to your skull. So Frank takes off the glasses and he starts to question Nada.
Well, and
but
Frank,
Nada doesn't know anything.
Yeah, he's like, I don't
Frank
know.
goes, we can't be the only ones that can see.
Yeah.
And I love the simpleness and the
Yes.
delivery of that line is like,
They've
we
gotta
can't
find
be
the
the
people
only
who-
people who are awake.
They have to find the people who made these glasses. And Nada agrees, if they're still alive,
Right.
is what he says.
As night falls, Nada tells a story of his abusive father.
Yes, he tells a story about his father changing when he was little, about being violent and forcing him to run away when he was 13. Frank is like, maybe they've always been here, the aliens.
Yeah,
feeding off our hatred and our cold hearts.
Yeah, I'm going to do this.
Okay.
The story that Nada says is longer, and he's just like, I love this moment that Carpenter puts in here that Nada doesn't even have, like in the movie, he doesn't have a name. But
Right.
they take the time to be like, hey, when I was young, my dad took me to the river and showed me the power and the glory. And it's like, it's this beautiful, sad little tale of like, then my dad went, like, he gave me a belief system. Then he went dark. And the last thing I knew before I ran away was him with a knife across my neck trying to like cut down a piece of wood.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank just goes, maybe they've always been with us, those things out there. Maybe they love it, seeing us hate each other, watching us kill each other off, feeding on our own cold fucking hearts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's a better movie than this?
Then Nada says, I got news for them. There's going to be hell to pay because I ain't daddy's little boy anymore.
Okay, so a little
The
better.
one-liner's over now. I think that's one of the
that's it.
last ones, yeah.
I think that's also the thing I really liked about this movie is just all the random shit that he says. And I was like, this movie's so crazy.
It is very
so
crazy.
crazy that you almost forget that it's awesome. Like,
Like, I had never locked into my mind that I had seen a John Carpenter movie. And so I think this was probably the first one. And I was like, this is just the weirdest shit
It's
I've
the
ever
weirdest shit.
watched in my life.
it's like having
And I instantly loved it.
it's having something like cohesive and that's a metaphor and a story to tell, and then having the wrong ass motherfucker to lead it because he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
And it makes it so wonky and strange.
I read on Wikipedia that John Carpenter was so excited about him.
It's
He's like, that
obvious.
man is obviously like a working man, a regular guy, and that's why
He's a nice guy. He's charismatic, and that's why I think Carpenter just let him say shit.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's right. It fucking works. It's weird.
It's weird.
And it's
'cause he's
cringy
like,
as fuck.
What would it be like if, like, this regular guy suddenly was like, fuck?
Like, what if The Rock walked in here and did this? Fuck you. He'd just be like smiling and trying to be like sincere and everything. And it'd just be like, no, I want a dude who's half like Lego erector set falling apart trying to do it.
Do you remember when The Rock first started doing movies and he was on Be Cool?
No, I don't know what
And
that
he
is.
was in a Samoan, like, Hawaiian outfit, and
makes sense.
all he did was, like,
What is Be Cool? Oh,
the sequel to Get Shorty.
wasn't he like a big queer guy in that movie? Though?
Yeah, but all he kept doing
that.
was the eyebrow lift thing.
No, okay. Well, you said a weird Samoan guy.
Yeah,
his whole thing was like he was like a gay cowboy.
He was, but he did like a show. It's like at the end they go to a award show and he's doing the Samoan Hawaiian thing.
No, that's my point. That movie sold us on The Rock. Like, look at The Rock doing a character.
It did.
And then everyone was like, yeah, we like that. And then The Rock never did a character again. He's just The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock in a hat. The Rock in a wig. The Rock as Santa Claus bodyguard. He never did a character again. And I'm just like, fuck off.
Yeah,
That's not what you promised me.
Yeah, I really liked that movie at the time. I really liked Get Shorty.
I can't imagine going back to Be Cool.
No, I could not either. Oh my god, it's probably horrible.
The Patreon's coming, folks. All right, so
Okay.
where are we at?
It's the next day, and Frank went out for supplies, and he's come back, and he's in the hotel, and he's wearing his glasses, and that guy...
Gilbert.
Thank you. I was going to say Bernard again.
Gilbert.
He's in the lobby, and he watches Frank walk up there, so he follows him.
And he tells him the world needs a wake-up call.
Yes. There's a meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. Make sure nobody follows you.
Right. So there's a secret meeting. You guys need to be involved. Come tonight.
Yeah. So they get to the meeting, and there are other people from Justiceville there. They're all human.
It's the resistance.
Yeah, it's the resistance. And now they have contacts instead of those glasses. They have
Right.
the new technology.
So the new technology, fuck the glasses. We have contact lenses. There's tables with guns on them, grenades. Everyone
And the
is...
contacts are better at filtering the signal so it
So
doesn't give
it
you that
doesn't hurt your
hangover
head.
or whatever.
It
Yeah.
is the evolution of the homeless encampment. This is now the militant version of that,
Yes.
where it's all groups of people across the line, but they're now united not from being poor. They're now united to be resisting.
Right. And they're talking about how, like, even the cops are mostly human and they've been joining up with these alien creatures because they get promised wealth and power.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's real fucking weird, guys.
We've learned now that these alien people have been around since probably like 1953, when the planet's atmosphere started to change due to pollution. And, obviously, they basically are climatizing Earth.
Carpenter retcons our pollution of the earth to be their basically terraforming to make it more hospitable to
And
them.
this alien race basically just strip mines resources. And once they get everything they need from Earth, they're going to leave us high and dry.
We are I guess that comes up
They
later.
want us to sleep so we don't notice what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They have some of the watches that they use. Because they're
Yeah.
going through all of the stuff now. We're seeing all the machine guns, all the ammo. We see the watches that the aliens use with the radio. And they're like, we got some of these so we can try to, like, listen to their radio signal. So then the meeting this started, and it's about how they want to fight, but they also don't want to get caught. So they need to go through the motions of life while they try to fight back.
Which is so important to talk about.
Okay?
I think it's where we are. It's this idea of how much of an activist can I be
Without destroying my life?
without blowing up my own life.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's this, maybe I could just be like a social media person to bring awareness to these things. Maybe I could just do a podcast talking about how a John Carpenter movie is a metaphor for what we're doing right now. Maybe that's enough. And Gilbert is very much that person. It's like, let's just be comfortable, but no.
Right.
We know what's up, and we're going to, like, eke out in little ways. And it's like, I think that's a real struggle I go through every day.
He tells Nada that basically they need an army or a militia, and Nada's like, I'm your man.
Yeah.
Or, well, he says he and Frank are their men, like, they pick up machine guns. They are the kind of people who aren't going to sit by.
Right.
And just live their normal life.
Right. And I think
fight on
this
the
movie is
sidelines.
very much on its face showing you what happens to those type of people.
I mean,
And
and this movie is probably telling us, like, just because you have these classes and you're waking these people up and you're trying to spell this out on TV, that doesn't actually do anything.
or it does something, but is it incremental? Like,
Is it enough to get people to act?
And what do you want? How dire is the situation?
Right.
Do we burn it down and die doing it and hope that our grandkids can afford a house in a world where we are already dead?
Right.
Or do we just hope that things, like, on their own get better
You
through
want systematic
processes?
change, you have to blow up the system.
That's
And unfortunately, none of us are willing to destroy our lives to do that.
a lot of us aren't.
A lot of us
And,
aren't.
like, it's a conversation.
Yeah.
And it's a conversation John Carpenter's having in 1988.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, in 1984, just, that book is very prescient just as much as this
sure.
movie.
I mean,
Yep,
I'm going to
yep,
talk about
yep.
this at the end.
Yep. Okay. So they decide they need to seek out the signal that's blocking that's keeping them from seeing, right?
Right.
And locate the signal and shut it off. The signal may be coming from one place. Like, they were like, hey, this guy works at the news, and it comes from one place. And then Holly is there at the meeting, and she speaks up that KRDA, which is the TV station,
her station,
is clean, and the signal cannot be coming from where I work, you know?
Yeah, huh.
Whatever, Holly. Dumbass.
Nada gets excited, and he goes to talk to Holly, and she asks him if he's okay. She's like, I thought I killed you. She apologizes. She's like, I didn't know. She's like, I didn't know what was going on. You know?
What happened between you throwing me out of a window and now, Holly?
She picked up those glasses, is what the movie's trying to tell us.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically... So somehow the movie's saying she picked up those glasses, found the resistance, joined the resistance.
How did she find the resistance?
Exactly. All in the, it's been 9 hours? No, it's been a day.
It's been a day. It's been a day.
But still, that
24
seems,
hours.
for somebody who has, whatever. So then there's a giant explosion, and the authorities have found the meeting.
Weird. Holly showed up, and then suddenly the cops showed up.
And it's a massacre. They are just murdering everybody.
Once again, it's the second time you watch a whole ass fucking all your hope go away as the police state destroys everything.
So then Holly gets away. Frank and Nada escape down an alley, killing a bunch of aliens with machine guns, but the alley's a dead end.
Did we talk about the watches?
Frank starts, I started talking about, I said about the watch.
Okay.
So Frank starts fiddling with a watch because he had grabbed one.
He grabbed a watch.
Yeah, and we did talk about them. And he's trying to listen in on what's going on, but the watch then freaks out and lights start flashing. And more cops are now coming down the alley, and the watch starts talking. There's a hole in the ground that's shown up, and the watch says that the watch is malfunctioning and that there's an entryway will be only open for 10 seconds.
Yeah, this is like an unauthorized entryway, and it will be
somehow they opened it's a portal. So the guy must have not have teleported. There was a portal that he jumped into.
Right, which doesn't make a ton of sense.
No, it doesn't.
But, and by portal, it is a literal a perfect circle in the concrete with a little blue light backlit around it, and they just
decided to jump in. Yeah. So now they're in a tunnel underground. So, and then there's announcements going on. And so there's strange language on the wall, and then the announcements every entrance has bilingual location. And I'm like, okay, so the movie tells us
it is a backroom industrial airport thing. It's a way station. It's a way station,
yeah.
Because they look over. Are we there yet? Where they look over and there are people with bags being teleported to the homeland.
That's later. We're not there yet.
Okay. Well, I just
they pass a guard station where the guards learn that the terrorists have been wiped out, which also informs us as the audience. They hear applause and they follow the applause sound to a banquet hall, and a man is giving a speech that by the year 2025...
Stop. I don't want to talk about it. Girl, you don't know how sad I felt when this happened.
You want me to say it or are you going to say it?
No, so hang on. So it's weird because it's in this industrial pipey hallway. The doors open up to a ballroom.
It's like a ballroom, in a hotel.
It's like
so that makes me think that this is a weird interdimensional portal that just goes into different places.
It's literally the back.
It's not underground. It is...
It's the back rooms
It's the underground of Disney World.
Yes, that makes sense.
Coincidence? I think not.
Anyway, they go into basically a ballroom. Everyone's dressed to the nines, and they're sitting at little tables where they're eating chicken cutlets and whatever. And there's a man on stage who's basically congratulating everybody for being rich and aliens.
Yeah.
And he says...
And humans, too.
And humans, yeah, because they're all complicit.
Yeah.
And he says...
By the year 2025, that America and the entire planet will be under the protection and the dominion of this power alliance.
Right. He says the gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite.
Yeah.
When he said it's 2025 and we done did it, I was just like...
God damn it.
I almost just walked out of the house and just
John Carpenter's
kept walking.
from the future and came back to the past, and now he's decided maybe he's that guy who just keeps living his life over and over again, and he this time I'm going to become a director and I'm going to try to
John
get your
Carpenter had a good
out.
fucking idea because he knew when the rhythm was blowing, and now he's like, fuck it and fuck you all. I'm playing basketball video games.
Exactly. So Frank and Nada are just standing in the back watching and listening. And then the drifter guy shows up.
Who now is...
He's all in a tux, and he's all clean.
He's got his hair swept back. And
he's drinking champagne, and he goes, I didn't know you guys were recruited.
Happy to be recruited.
You should have dressed better for the party now that you're rich.
He starts showing them around, and they are at the backstage of the show.
Yep.
It's a world-to-world transport. This
Yes.
is where
we see, like, there's literally a tunnel where you see, like, space, and, like, people get on a transport pad and zoom off to Andromeda 5 or some shit. I don't remember.
it's literally an interdimensional airport.
Yeah.
There's, like, you know, when you're at the airport, you look out the giant glass windows and see the tarmac and the runway and the planes come in.
It's just
It's
space.
that, but it's space in a far-off planet.
Yeah. So the space porthole is there. It's all on the same level. It has to be an interdimensional place. It can't just be underground, or it can't be a spaceship up in the sky. It has to be some sort of, like, interdimensional way station.
Like I said, backstage of the world.
Yeah. The drifter guy takes them to the command station where the signal is pumped all over the world.
And it's just a TV
It
station.
looks like a TV station. He then takes them to
There's
it.
2 anchors doing news.
Yeah, it takes them basically to the TV station, the same one,
With the
KR
glass,
whatever.
Yeah, with the glass partition and a whole production team behind the glass partition.
Yeah.
It's literally just a news
Yeah,
station.
and he's like, this is where our tour ends, but, like, hey, we've never seen a TV station. They're like,
Yeah,
can
do you
you
think we
take us
get in
in? And he's like, okay. So he's like, sure, guys. And he tries to charm the guards. And the guards are like, are you kidding? Show us your authorization card.
And they pull their fucking guns out.
Yeah. So then Frank and Nana shoot the guards while the drifter gets scared.
So the drifter has a little heart attack here. It's
Yeah.
like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You still don't get it, do you, boys? There ain't no countries anymore. No good guys. They're running the whole show. They own everything, the whole goddamn planet. They could do whatever they want. What's wrong with having it good for a change? They're going to let us have it good if we just help them. They're going to leave us alone, let us make some money. You can have a little taste of the good life, too. Now, I know you want it. Hell, everybody does. What's the threat? We all sell out every day. We might as well be on the winning team. Doesn't the president say something about winning a lot?
Yeah, a lot.
Anyway, sorry. That's just a weird thought I had.
So then another guard comes in, and they get distracted by shooting him. And then the drifter portals out with his watch.
He teleports away.
Yeah. So they then use a grenade to blow their way into the TV station. And they start shooting their way through it. They try to ask for Holly, but people are just too scared. They can't respond. And then security comes over the intercom asking for backup on the 4th floor. And then they got directions to the roof via the elevator from somebody who actually responded to them this time. They get to the stairwell, which also must go to the roof because the security people are in front of the elevators. Then this part is hilarious to me because it's like a video game. They're just going through hallways and shooting people down. Yeah. It's like just like Doom. But instead of floating eyeball monsters, you have security guards.
It is,
and
but it's
pink.
also, I think at this point also, it's like, you know that it's a combination of humans and aliens, and you're just like, fuck it at this point.
But the amount of times that we go through a hallway, it's like 7 times. Turn the corner, hallway, 2 guards down.
No, don't get me wrong.
Turn a corner, hallway, 2 guards down. And it's just over and over.
He
It's like a
desperately
fucking
wanted to
video
make
game.
this an hour and a half long.
Yeah. And then, yeah, he did. Yeah. I just got that. And then they find Holly randomly.
Yep.
Nada grabs her arm and drags her with him. So then Nada starts running up the stairs. So they get to a stairwell. And Holly, she's behind him with Frank. And she pulls a gun out from her waistband and shoots Frank in the head.
Right. It is so fucking fast and sad.
Yeah.
It pisses
came out
me
of
off.
nowhere.
Because Nada's going up. Holly walks up, shoots Frank in the head. It cuts before
It does, yeah. We don't see it.
We don't see it. And
But you know what happened.
The rap on Keith David.
Yeah. So
Holly
then,
just fucking executes him.
Yeah. So Nada's on the roof, and he's pointing a gun at the satellite and the signal, and he yells behind him, Frank, are you and Holly clear? And then Holly responds, I'm clear. Are you? So he turns around, and Holly's pointing a gun at him. She tells him not to interfere. He can't win. Helicopters have arrived, and they're pointing guns at him and counting down. They're like saying, drop your weapon, 9, 8,
And this might be the
7.
first time Carpenter does this. Carpenter will do this over and over again. That's why I love him so much. He kills his fucking characters. Because as the countdown happens...
Sometimes that's what happens.
Sometimes that's what has to happen. As it counts down, Nada says, fuck it.
Well, so he drops his weapon. Holly asks him to come inside with her, but then he slowly eases out a little, like, it looks like a Derringer from his wrist.
Yeah, it's that little baby gun.
Little baby gun. And he shoots Holly. And then he turns around and points at the satellite and says, fuck it, and shoots. So the signal goes down. A big laser comes out of the sky, like green laser. Explosions are happening
And by the way,
everywhere.
there's a beautiful little symmetry here. You know how you dealt with this little piece of technology? Not on the ground gives a little fucking middle finger to the laser.
God, there are so many things that apparently I just locked into my brain and was like, that's how life works. Ooh, the technology's not working? Flip it off.
So now the aliens are revealed, and whatever signal was keeping the people from noticing has been destroyed, and the movie goes through a couple different situations, like the restaurant where aliens are on TV.
We cut to a news broadcast where everyone's like, oh shit, these people are aliens, and it cuts to a bar where everyone has stopped looking at that news broadcast to the one alien at the bar who's just having a drink, and everyone's like...
And then they look around, and you see, like, some people are mixed partners.
Yeah. It cuts to Siskel and Ebert.
Oh, really? I missed that.
It cuts to... And they're
both aliens?
They're both aliens, and they're all talking about these directors these days and their horror movies. They're just gone too far, so it's obviously a thing. And then it cuts to a woman with her riding naked riding on top of a dude, and it cuts down to the
What's
alien
wrong,
dude
baby?
she's fucking, and he goes, "What's wrong, baby?" And it cuts.
Ugh. Yeah, because he was an alien, yeah. The end!
The end of They Live.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know, man.
How interesting it would have been to be an adult in 1988 and see this movie and think it was fiction.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
And it was just a warning. It was just a warning of what we could have been instead of where we are.
That is my next note. I think everyone thought this movie sucked, and they thought it was probably a little ham-handed or whatever. This movie used to be a warning. They live, we sleep. Now everything is happening in plain sight, right? I used to watch this and be like, guys, right? And now it's just like, the documents have been released. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those activities and those documents span from the mid-90s.
Yeah.
Right? No one needs the glasses anymore. The aliens have their thug armies in the streets, and they're daring the rest of us to pop off. They're not aliens.
They're not aliens.
The rich are doing this to us. They have their sycophants. They recruit. And they have people literally on our streets in our town right now doing fucking bullshit. I don't know, man. It's not fun anymore.
It's not fun anymore. Never was fun.
I just want to that's the they live part. I have this little thing about the we sleep part. It's very interesting how this plays out. Like the term woke, right?
The weaponized word that they use against us.
Exactly right. So it was coined by the black community during the Jim Crow era. I think we all kind of know that. It's just the idea of being politically conscious, alert to racial prejudice, aware of systemic injustice. Hetty Leadbelly, urged his fans to stay woke at the end of a recording of the Scottsboro Boys song about 9 black men who were accused of rape in Alabama, and they went to prison. Anyway, it's just meant keep your fucking eyes open.
Yeah.
And he literally, in the context of the song, he was just like, stay woke.
Yeah.
And he says, when you're down there, he's just like, be aware.
Be aware.
All he says.
I mean.
And that's all it meant. It meant be aware.
It does. I'm sure, as a woman and as a person of color, you've always had to be aware of your surroundings. You can't just go through life thinking that nobody's going to hurt you.
Right. And like all of these things, it finally trickled down of late, 2020 or so, to the people who didn't ever have to be aware. And now suddenly you have to be aware. And you're like, what? Suddenly we are worried? Yeah, now you're worried. And so what happens immediately after that is that the powerful, they use their machine to change the term, right? There's a book, you open the book, it says one thing, but suddenly the book says something else. It's not that the words have actually changed in real life, but the meaning has changed. So they use all their technology and bullshit in order to sell the term as being something that is too liberal, too diverse, too queer, too different. And their followers are now just like, ugh, woke. And politicians talk of ending wokeness, literally saying, don't pay attention. Nothing is going on here. Go back to sleep.
Stay asleep. Yeah.
That's it. And that's why I don't know how to end this, land this one. Because we're all glasses off at this point. We all looking at each other going, I know, I see you. I see you.
We're in a place where we see it, but we don't know what to do.
And they're daring us to pop off.
Yeah.
They're daring us to, give them a reason to fucking lock us down, be violent, whatever. And I want to be violent.
I know you do.
Yeah, man. It's just my bulge isn't big enough.
Pants aren't tight enough.
Everybody get your tightest pants. Okay, well, here's what I can tell you. Statistically, from what I studied from
Your last podcast?
The last podcast that I just released.
You do a real one.
Yeah, you do. You do a real podcast.
The Christian nationalism episode of the Unwise podcast. So Samuel L. Perry and Andrew Whitehead put out this book called Taking America Back for God, The Rise of Christian Nationalism in the United States. In it, it's got a lot of the data is from like 2016, 2017. So it was like before now. But after talking with Andrew Whitehead, the points that the data makes holds true. Some of the statistics about like how many and how much have fluctuated as they would over the years. But one of the things that I think, and I talked to Andrew Whitehead about this, that is, I guess, like the best news that we can have is that those who are the most strident supporter of all of the pillars of Christian nationalism, which really goes in line, it's not really about faith, it's more about power and the consolidation of power and wanting to have power and keep power. And some of the ways they do that are like oppressing women, oppressing people of color, marginalizing people so that they can say that, you know, we're the best and we should have the power and none of those other people. But the group, the statistical group of people that they polled for this that actually fit that and check all those boxes and don't have any qualms about Christian nationalism, it's 19.8%. It's the smallest group.
They're the vocal minority.
They are the minority. And so really what needs to happen is that we have these small differences in between us that they are counting on keeping us separate. I can't line up with you because you don't match me in all of these ways.
Yeah.
But in fact, 80% of us don't want this.
Right.
So if we can get that through our head that there are more of us than there are of them, we have a better chance of pushing back.
It's such a stressful thing because this goes all the way back to the Bacon Rebellion, where the poor whites and the poor blacks were like, hey, we're just poor. And that's when they started to incentivize poor whites. It's the beginning of racism in our country. And it's just been so long. I just don't know why. Intellectually, we know race is a fucking construct. We also know cash is a construct. There has to be a time that we get just that little bit of enlightenment to be like, you know what? Straight up fuck these guys. And I don't know what it looks like other than violence at this point, but I'm not creative. I mean, I am creative, but I don't know.
You're like, not in that way.
I just can't see a way out of this. And that's where I despair.
Right.
Well, I think...
But there's better minds.
I think we're at a real turning point, and it's now either we take this information that we have and we either live together, figure out a way to get over our little differences to live together, or we all die.
Yeah. I'm getting close to being down either way. Anyway, I didn't realize how heavy They Live would be on me, especially when they dropped the 2025 line.
Yeah, no, me too. That freaked the crap out of me.
Christ, I was like, what?
It was rough.
I never clocked that line in all the times I've watched this movie. Last night I was like, what the fuck, yo? Mm-hmm. Do we have a question from John?
Lighten it up, James.
Let's turn this thing around. Boy.
Today's question comes from our listener, Courtney. Courtney would like to know, is it ever okay to grant your partner a hall pass?
Okay, that's great. That's a great question. Honestly, no, I'm too jealous of a person. I think it would just ruin. It would ruin my relationship.
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, like, hall passes, like, the whole concept of them is strange in the first place. Like, you are looking for somebody to break your vows with. Like, you're built in an opening.
I think that hall passes are usually, when I hear about them, there's somebody, it's like a celebrity or something. Somebody that's so far away from you that you're never going to meet, that you don't travel in the same circles. And even if you do, they're not like, and you don't know them personally. You just know that they're like attractive. So it's like a funny thing to be like, aha, a hall pass. Mm-hmm. But if the hall pass were like if John were like, I want my hall pass to be my coworker or whatever, I'd be like,
well, that's too close to home.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Almost
I mean, the whole, it's a celebrity thing is a They Live situation where it's like, well, they're an alien.
Yeah, they're never...
You don't know what they're
that's
like.
Less of a hall pass for a person and more of a hall pass for an idea of a person.
Well, and that's what fantasy is.
I mean...
And we've never even had this conversation.
No, but we talk about our boyfriends and our,
Well, all my boyfriends are boyfriends, though. And I was pretty straight dude.
Yeah, I know. We talk about
I don't know how much I talked about Roddy's penis in this episode.
I know. everybody knows Kyle Gallner is your boyfriend. Yes, we know. Like, everybody has, we have these stupid little things. Yes, we find this person, whether it's the character they played or they're just who they are in real life, to be attractive.
And I think that's really normal. I'm like, getting married doesn't mean that you suddenly are like, don't have eyes anymore, and it's like nobody's attractive.
Right.
The hall pass thing, I'm not horny like that. I'm horny like, that's hot. I'm going to find a way to bring this into my house. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
How can I get a little horniness?
Like, so, but the same thing that you said, like, about me being jealous, because I'm like, no hate to anybody that's poly. I think the hall pass thing is like, it's very particular to each relationship.
Sure.
If you're poly or you're doing whatever, I don't care because I'm not in your relationship. If it's consensual, do whatever the fuck you want.
100%.
I'm not in it. But in my relationship, I just told John this the other day. I was like, why would you need anyone else? I am the sun and the stars and your whole fucking universe. It's me or it's someone else. It's not like an and or situation. It's just me.
Okay, well,
And that's the kind of person I
mean, that's how we run our relationship also.
being a whole cosmology, it seems like a lot of work.
I'm a handful.
if you know me, the idea of me fucking someone else, I don't think having another person I have to have sex with.
Have to. Have to.
like a chore.
Get to?
No, have to, because I'm defending this. Because that would make it work. You are not work. I get all of it holistically 100% here at home. There's not can you imagine me being like, can you imagine for 1 second going like, boy, I really want to have sex with that person.
Well, and also
It's like, I don't want to deal with this shit.
For me, there's a certain amount of trust that I'd have to have with that other person. And I was like, there's only so many people I can trust. I got to bring more people into it. And I got to indoctrinate that person into like how I'm fucking insane and all my bullshit. And I got to find there's no one else that would deal with this.
You talk now.
Me talk. Me talk. We're basically
saying the same thing.
Yeah, I have 7 people that I want to kind of have.
No, I don't have that kind of stuff. I don't need a hall pass. I honestly,
do what I want.
No, I meant like I just mold you into what I need you to be.
Hey, thank you. Like the whole need to have sex with line sounds bad, but that's exactly what we are talking about. We get our horny out there and we're like, oh, that's kind of hot. And then we can come together and be like, I'm going to push you into a space to get...
But we're both very open to that. So, that we are very sexually compatible.
We talk a lot.
Diplomatic.
We do, yes. We talk about it. Yes, we don't just, have expectations and think the other person's going to fulfill them without a conversation.
Last night was hilarious. It was the most talky that we were just like, hey... Sorry, this might be too much.
Yeah, what you brought up last night.
It was funny to me because we were just like having a straight up conversation in the middle of it.
It is what it is.
But that's what
communication makes for better sex.
I will say that because I'm attracted to men and women, John's not attracted to men at all. So that's less fun. We don't talk about that as much, although I will be like, that guy's hot. But John and I together will then sometimes be like, I'll be like, nudge, nudge, you see that lady? And we just talk about it together. But it's always an idea of that's a hot person, but don't come in here. It's just
looking, not touching.
Don't come in here. Stay over there.
Well, yeah.
Stay in your spot.
You see hot shit all the time and you're like, hey, that's hot. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I will say that on, I think, 2 separate occasions, I never get approached, probably because I have resting bitch face, but John has been approached twice, and people have asked.
Yeah, they want threesomes with them.
They've asked if our thing is an open thing,
yeah.
And I'm like, it's fucking not, and back the fuck off. Yeah. This is if I could pee on you.
That might be right up their alley. Threaten me with a good time. I've had an invitation for 1 threesome one time recently.
Right.
And it was weird.
Never happened to me.
You never, okay.
Except for the lesbians.
Well, sure.
Those don't count.
think I attract a lot of
Me
lesbians.
too.
I've got that vibe about me.
This is why I love. This is why I love the question from John. It really does. I don't know why I'm worried about landing a plane because
Well, just fucking crash the plane. Just derail it.
crash the plane on the mountain of horny. Are we ready to get out of here?
Yes.
All right. You have just been seen by another episode of the Creature Podcast. I want to thank our producer, Jamie. She don't like tattletales at cherrystreetstudios.com or cherry_street_studios on Instagram. Thank you to Kevin MacLeod for all our music. All of our art is made by Lindsay and myself. You get all of our episodes and all of our merch. And as we have always promised you, a whole lot of bubblegum at creaturepop.com.
Yes.
Until next time, stay woke, John.
Bye, John.